Hi everyone, it's Raven Moon and welcome to my channel. I have not really posted anything for a while because I've been going through some pretty deep healing myself, and so I'm kind of curious as to how many others of you have been undergoing, these massive life-changing transformations. So, sorry for those of you who, where I started to do, some readings on signs, and then I got sidetracked. Anybody who actually does know me personally knows that it's so very easy for me to get sidetracked, and that is one of the challenges that I, myself face in life. But, however, with the coming of the new year and into and through beginning the energies of this new year. What is it, sweet girl? My pup's getting a little bit upset that I'm talking to y'all instead of her. Come here then. Come here. Come on. No? Okay. So, just one... What? You gotta talk because I'm talking? Huh? Come here. Come here, cat dog. Come here. You start eating my journal, then we're going to be having problem, young lady. So yes, okay, back to the energies. Those of you who are sensitive, I know, have had to have been feeling it. See, she hushes. Hold on, let me help this situation out. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Do you want to sit with me? Do you want to sit with me while I do it? You want to say hi, everybody? Say hi, everybody. Okay. You want to say hi? I'm going to do this? Okay. All right. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Oh, she's so excited. She never gets to come up here because she has taken her teeth to some of my cards before. Okay. So, again, like I said, I'm very curious as to how many of you guys have went through major changes or have been being pushed towards them, at least, maybe. Because, this push for myself has been, ongoing, unfortunately, I have to say, for the past, maybe like 16 years. And it's not that, it's been an internal push that also is an external push as well. Anyway, I finally heeded the call. I finally heard the call. Just at the very beginning of, actually about the end couple weeks of December through the beginning couple weeks of January. But I actually heard the call beginning January, heard it in a totally different way, and it has transformed a lot of my reality now. There was, I feel like, maybe an ego death type situation, as well as an integration and a merging of two energies. This merging happened. I have to feel as though that's got to be. I'm wondering. I guess is where I'm at. I'm just curious. I'm wondering, is that on a collective scale? Because as within, so without, right? So if these things are happening to me internally, I can't feel that I'm the only one here and I'm alone. Because that tends to be what I do, and that's our egos telling us that we're separate, right? But since we are sharing this experience, again, I expressed my curiosity, which when I looked, it looked like it was 404, so it's like, okay, so we're setting up the foundation for this. But anyway, and yes, that is my actual name. I just have always been very fond of the understanding of ravens, and it is actually my medicine wheel guide. So anyway, so what I'm going to do, because I found whenever I was in the state of kind of the stripping down of the egotic mind, I felt as though I was going crazy. And again, I'm not by any means, if you can't tell by the way I'm speaking, I am not a doctor. I am not certified in any way, like when it comes to mental health, aside from the life journey that I've been on with myself. So, you know, please do not take anything that I say without also, you know, using your own inner discernment, as well as if it's physical for you. You know, doctors, you know, let's always make sure that there's nothing wrong physically first as well, okay, right? I have to say that for my own safety and for yours, right? But as the ego death was happening, as I was in a state of quote unquote what one would call insanity. I mean, had someone came to me and said, had like a clear view of the way that my mind was thinking, or the way that my mind was racing, and the thoughts that were coming in and out, I'm not even joking, they probably would have taken me off. They wouldn't have even had to have seen that. They probably could have just asked me a few questions, and within my answers, it would have been so hard to answer their questions with any kind of certainty whatsoever, with any kind of clarity whatsoever, that I would have needed to go to the crazy house, or they would have just absolutely like been like, yeah, you're coming, come on. And I say that word lightly, and I don't mean to upset anyone when I do say it. I've dealt with mental illness myself. I continue to deal with mental illness. I believe that we are all conditioned to have certain kinds of mental illnesses, just being in the society that we have been raised up in. However, that being said, I truly, personally believe and know that certain things within my life have been healed, and have been healed through grace, have been healed through surrendering, have been healed through, you know, divine will, and putting that inside of myself, allowing that to become a part of myself, because inevitably it is one of my soul's cries, right? And that I'll get into maybe another day, the story of the unfolding. But my point is I remember at one point thinking, because, you know, all of these cards inevitably are basically symbols of archetypes, right? The way in which we view collectively situations and information, and how we process those different energies. And so I was thinking in archetypal thoughts, as hard as that is to explain, and I can't explain it anymore other than that, because it's without words. And then I also remembered at one point thinking, as I was starting to come out of it, and though awakening was beginning to emerge, that I understood the High Priestess's silence, because there is such a spiritual warfare just alone inside ourselves, but I believe also on the outside of ourselves, right? So I decided that I wanted to start with a deck today that is my archetypes guidebook. My Wild and Unknown. It's by Kim Kranz. These cards, archetypes guidebooks. It's by Kim Kranz, and the Wild Unknown archetype. So let's see what kind of archetypes we have got going on right now. What it is that that's our guides, that the group mind, the collective consciousness is thinking about, needs to hear, needs to know. Let's see what comes out. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, thank you for allowing. Ooh, okay, well. Okay, we've got two. We've got the Shadow. Is this backwards to you guys, I wonder? It's like my hair is. My hair is always backwards. And then, oh, the Siren, the call, right? Now we're going to read what both of these mean. Let's see now, where can we put these so that you guys can see them? The Shadow and the Siren. Okay. Alright. I've really got to brush up on my Roman numerology here. Let's see, what is that? 10, 25, 28. We're in the 30s. Back it up. Back it up. Come on now. Just stay with me, okay? I promise there is going to be a purpose to all of this. Well, I guess I shouldn't promise that. Okay. The shadow. Although every card, okay, and the shadow is the unspeakable, the unwelcome, the denied, and that's, yeah, okay. Although every card in the archetypes deck has a shadow potential, this card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow itself. We often think that the shadow can be purified, eliminated, and made right through effort and achievement. However, it is typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of shadow material itself. By rejecting parts of ourselves and the world, we begin to separate from the whole, rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow. We busy ourselves with avoiding its presence. This is denial. When this card appears, it is time to take inventory of those things you've been denying. So I'm going to say that one more time. When this card appears, it is time to take inventory of the things you have been denying. Because like I said, for 16 years, right, I was getting a call, but I wasn't answering it. No anything but that. Okay, wait, no. Blah, blah, blah. It's my tongue back in my mouth. Okay. Taking inventory of the things you've been denying. When the mind responds with no anything but that, you are touching shadow. And that's why it took 16 years for me to want to answer. And it also took a lot more convincing than just my inner voice. And I hope that for you guys it doesn't take that. I really do. Although all it did touch on was very lovely, but I had to go deep into the shadow to find my way back out. Find support for this deep inner work and move toward the shadow with patience and compassion. So when the shadow is in a light form, it is revealing and reveling in unconscious aspects of the self and the world, and it does reveal those things. And then when it's dark, when it's a denser energy, it's denying unconscious aspects of the self and the world. And then if you want to go deeper into this whole meaning, there is a book by R. Johnson, or a poem, one that is called Owning Your Own Shadow, R. Johnson. So let's see. In the shadow of the gods are the very gods themselves. Reflect on the statement by James Hillman. In a blue fire. What do you despise about yourself? By answering, you move toward shadow. I do want to say, though, if you start thinking about what you do not like, if you make a list of that inventory, please also balance that with the positive, the opposite of whatever it is that you do write down that you dislike. That way you know you're not left just with this feeling of hopelessness, because you can always change. We can always move aspects of ourselves. Our soul, our observer, stays the same, right? Our consciousness is what can evolve and change. We are not just the consciousness. We are not the consciousness. We are what is aware of the consciousness. Okay, so, and then contemplate the following scientific observation. The closer an object, a person, place, or community, is to the light, the longer the shadow it casts. So the bigger your light grows, the bigger your shadow grows, because this is a dualistic natured world. However, I am in the energy, and I may be late to the game, I don't know, but I'm finally in the game now. I understand that these energies are merging together, not necessarily like in any way that I can comprehend to explain to anybody, but I just know that a merging has been happening. almost in synchronicity with like the earth and like the earthquakes and the different, you know, pressure points that are being pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed together until the, you know, either healing happens or an eruption happens, an explosion, a breakaway, so that healing can then occur, because all of what had been bottled and left inside has been able to let go and release and heal. Yeah. Okay, so the siren. What do we have for the siren? What do we have for the siren for my viewers? What do we have for about the siren for the children of the universe, the children of the stars, the children of God? The great Christ consciousness that we have and we're trying to be aware of. Okay, I need to go back to my room and... Okay, so I'm down 1x. Okay, down a 10. Alright. Okay, here we go. The siren, the temptress, the seducer, the femme fatale. The siren calls, and the world spins. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Whether the thing calling us is ultimately good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters. And the work of the siren is to take us on a deep psychic descent. So going in, so then you can come without and rise up. Yeah. Okay, following her song, we go down, 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 to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be rallied to find our way back to dry land. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option. Unless, like Odysseus, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. It's likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we will come to life more fully on the surface. Embodying the Siren archetype requires that we explore things that are taboo. The Siren laughs at conventions and constraints. She eats rules. Other iterations of the Siren archetype include the nymph, the mermaid, and the fairy. They often come in sets of 3 as a trinity of temptation. When light awakens sensuality, absorption, and arousal. When dark, wickedness, adultery, wreckage, betrayal, insatiability. And then it says, go deeper. J.W. Waterhouse's nymph paintings. Also, Lana I love her too. I can't believe I just did that. Lana Del Rey's album, Ultraviolence. Okay, I might need to look into that for myself, actually. Alright. Yeah, okay, so these are the exact... Okay, so I definitely, this is something that the collective is undergoing as well, as I was guessing was the case. But, you know, I just wanted to, I guess, address that energy with you guys. So, what is it that we can learn? What is it that our ancestors, that our guides, that, you know, as we slough off this old energy of the past, right? With, you know, the past that's in many layers, like many layers. As we slough this energy off, what is it that our ancestors, that our star families, that our angels would like for us to know? Okay, we'll start with our ancestors. Okay, Spirit, holy angels, ancestors, star beings, here to guide and attract. Just come in to show the collective what it is they need to see, what it is that I need to see, how it is that I need to be able to understand and channel this through for the highest good of all, for the greatest good of all. grow within your current situation, Wise One. And Sky Father, trust in the unknown. Sky Father has been showing up a lot the past month, I would say. So trusting in the unknown, really, really trusting in the unknown, and really, really taking action to your spiritual matters. Like, that's what I've learned within myself anyway. My lesson was that my inner divine masculine and divine feminine were constantly, I don't even know if they were constantly, I feel like that my divine masculine was just like this, and my divine feminine was just up here waiting, waiting, waiting. And then finally the divine masculine part of myself, the action, the part that has thought and takes movement towards what it is that's up here, right? To get closer to the feminine, to the spiritual side, to the understanding side, versus the material, more matrix, ingrained side. So taking action towards, one another, that's where emerging did happen within myself, but it also happened, I know, on a greater scale. Okay, so guys, ancestors and angels, what can we know? Take that one. Sage. Be devoted and committed. All right. Bottom of the deck. Drum. Journey, dream and journey, right? That's where a lot of this starts too. Okay. And actually earlier when I was shuffling, we are still in Capricorn season, and I think we are. Yeah, we are. We're still in Capricorn season. That was the card that was drawn, was the Capricorn. Ambition, realism, and methodical steps. And then bottom of the deck was Pluto. Transform, which is your death energy. Which is right along with, yes, death energy as well, though, for us, okay. So changes there, what is it that you're being called to change, guys? Have you asked yourself that? Are you ignoring it? I mean, ignoring it is, it's only gonna make things longer that you could, especially if you're trying to manifest certain things in your life, certain abundances. Ignoring these parts, ignoring the things that deep down, way past your conscious, into your unconscious, into your subconscious, right? Way far down, like, envision the ground, way far down. The things that we don't see, that don't even come up to the surface, but by like maybe through dreams, and that even then is confused because it's so archetypal. The knowledge, the understanding. So the things that is unseen within yourself, that is possibly you're unaware of, possibly, but that bubbles up to the surface through your instincts, through your gut, through your intuition, that keeps popping back into your face. That you keep, is there anything that continues to like pop into your face over and over, no matter what you try to deny it? How many times you try to deny it, it just keeps coming. It's coming for a reason. So answer the call. Answer the call. Answer the call to your soul. It's not about the cards. It's answering the call to your soul. It's answering God, right? In my understanding, it's me answering myself as well as God for myself, because I do want that deeper relationship, because I do understand. Thank you. Inner child healing, yes, okay, which is makes plenty of sense. The wounds in which we have alone from our childhood, even though our parents did the absolute best in most cases as they could, right? Bottom of the deck, do the work, and that's a very important part. there's still, you know, even if your parents did the best they could, or if your parents were the scum of the earth, either or, you know, we do come into this world, I believe, wanting to learn and wanting to experience different things. Now, everyone having free will makes that a little bit more of a scenario. So any traumas that we had as we were children, any sorry, the cards, sorry, it's hard for me to, I was channeling the cards as I was talking. The pictures on here are talking to me, especially like, okay, I'll just stop right there because it's not gonna, oh, and then underneath it, trust the universe. Okay, but see how in this one, she's cradling that wound, that inner child, that inner her, inner you, inner he, inner her, either or, okay? That inner you that is hurt often leads to things like those are traumas in themselves that we seek to heal, right? Or that I seek to heal. And then from these traumas, different aspects of our personality are created. And different, just like any seeds, different things stick and grow and different things do not. But the things that do grow, that grow from our traumas, from our shadows, those are also things that we're talking about, the things that become from the wounding. So once the healing begins, a lot more aspects of your shadow, like they were saying with the light, a lot more aspects of your shadow might start to become more relevant to you, or you might become more aware of. But look how beautiful that if you do the work, it turns into this beautiful sacred, like Merkaba / lotus energy within his, or within their high heart chakra area, I would want to say, because, we're between throat and heart, right? And there's a healing there. There's a healing between the expressing of love into that part, so then that we can transform it and it grows into this beautiful, sacred, geometrical, naturistic part of ourselves that is clear, that is shining, that is luminescent, that is light. And it's also trusting in the universe. It's opening the portals to your heart to let love in. To let love in, because this inner child, bless, it needs it. And then also, for some of you too, it's about, what is it that you want to make out of your life? What do you want to do with your life? What are your spiritual babies? What are the things that you want to manifest and create? What are those things? Do you still remember? Do you remember when you were a child even? Of what, when we had these big ideas because no one had told us yet that, oh, it's just your imagination, or no, you're limited to this. You're limited to this when you can really do anything that your heart calls you to do. I remember telling my parents, like, okay, like, I'm gonna be an actress. Oh, okay. Little girl from North Carolina. Or I'm gonna be really, really famous, or I'm gonna be a writer. Like, there were so many things, and as I fell into the trap of my inner child wounded person, and I fell into the trap of the things that had disappointed me and really did hurt, and I wanted to avoid any healing. I fell into that, and I forgot my dreams. I forgot the things that I loved. I forgot the work that I was here to be doing, and to a point where, I'm still having to relearn now, okay, what is it that I want to do? But dream big, because we, my friends, my family, my other souls out there that are 100% related to mine and a part of mine, please hear me when I say, you are so powerful. You are so powerful. God has granted us with such divine essence within this human body that it makes me so sad that we forget it so easily.
the power that we actually do hold within. It's tragic and it's beautiful, especially when you awaken to it again and again and again. We can do anything. We can do anything, especially together. Okay. Oh, all right. So I've been guided to pull from this Sacred Creators deck. Oh, let's hear from our star families first. Okay. Thank you, Holy Spirit, truth, holiness, surrounding, protecting, channeling, the highest good of all. What is it that we need to know? Oh, and Tracy Beatty, if you're hearing this, if you're here and you're hearing this, I will happily do a Sag reading for you. Or I will try to do a Sag reading next. And it will actually be personal for you, but I'll make it general. Okay, there we go. Starseed Awakening. And this is actually, it did flip over, even though it's the same as it, because this is actually the one of what the deck looks like. But Starseed Awakening, Cosmic Heritage, Galactic Remembrance. Okay, so that's it then. That's it for some of you guys. Some of you guys, it's that your star family are saying hi. Remember us? You don't, do you? We're here though. Oh my gosh, and look at this, 22. 22 has been a huge, I mean, obviously we just came into 2022, but this number, I mean, this is a master builder. This is the year of the master builder right now. What are you going to build? What are you going to build? What is your heart asked you to build? What has God asked you to build? What has God given you? The divine knowing that you have the abilities to build that you have not built yet. That will make a better world for everyone. What is that? Ask yourself. Love and light.